I just came in from shoveling snow, and in a few days where I live, it's going to have a low of negative 15 degrees Fahrenheit without wind chill. Gotta love Midwestern winters. But anyway, how's it going, guys? Steve here, and I am going to be going over my predictions right now for the 2026 Oscar nominations. And after this, I will be reacting to the 2026 Oscar nominations as they are announced. I'm starting with Best International Film. I will say before I go through this that I am not going to be predicting anything for the shorts related categories. Not that I dislike the shorts. I will actually try and watch them before the awards ceremony once I know what the nominees are. I know nothing about the shorts in any of the categories. But anyway, I'm starting with Best International Film. This is the one category where I think it's pretty much a lock. I would be very surprised if anything other than these five get nominated. It Was Just an Accident, No Other Choice, The Secret Agent, Sentimental Value, and Surat. Now, Best Documentary Feature, I am predicting that the nominees are going to be The Alabama Solution, Cover Up, Mr. Nobody Against Putin, The Perfect Neighbor, and 2,000 Meters to Adrivka. Now, I think other contenders that have a pretty strong chance of sneaking in are Apocalypse in the Tropics and Come See Me in the Good Light. Best Animated Feature. This one I'm not as confident on. There are some that I think are guaranteed to get in, but other ones might sneak in and out. Predictions. I'm going to say that Arco's probably getting in. Elio's definitely getting in. K-pop Demon Hunters is definitely getting in, and hopefully will win. Scarlet might have a chance of getting in. I think that's probably the fifth most likely. And Zootopia 2. Other contenders, I think, are Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, Infinity Castle, and Little Amelie, or the character of Rain. Best visual effects. So I think that we can agree that just like it does every year an Avatar movie comes out, Avatar is taking the award home. It's getting a nomination, Avatar Fire and Ash. F1, I think, has a pretty good chance of getting in there. Frankenstein, I think, will get in there, as will Superman. Wicked for Good, not so sure. And I'm just going to go ahead and say that that's getting the fifth spot. Other contenders are Jurassic World Rebirth, Sinners, and Tron Ares. And I'm going to add something in here. It's not on the short list. Mickey 17 is something where I think it should have been eligible for a nomination here, but it didn't make the short list. Best Sound. Predictions I have are Avatar Fire and Ash, F1, One Battle After Another, Sinners, and Wicked for Good. Other contenders I think are going to be Frankenstein, Mission Impossible Final Reckoning, Springsteen, Deliver Me From Nowhere. Apparently I can't talk. Another one where it didn't make the short list of eligible nominees that I think should have. Why isn't Warfare eligible for Best Sound? Because what they did for the sound in Warfare was amazing. Best Song, I think the nominees are going to be Dear Me from Diane Warren Relentless, The Girl in the Bubble from Wicked for Good, Golden from K-pop Demon Hunters, I Lied to You from Sinners, and Train Dreams from Train Dreams. Now, Train Dreams from Train Dreams, I think, is the one that's least likely out of those five to make it in. If it gets swapped out for another one, I think other contenders are Last Time I Seen the Sun from Sinners and No Place Like Home from Wicked for Good. Best Score. This one I'm a little iffy on. I think that the nominees are Frankenstein, Hamnet, and this is one where a lot of people don't think it's going to make it in. I'm really hoping it makes it in because the score for this movie was really amazing. Marty Supreme. And I will be shocked if One Battle After Another and Sinners don't get in because their scores were great too. Other contenders, Begonia, I think has a chance of getting in. I personally really love the score for that movie. I don't think it's as likely as the ones I'm predicting are going to get in, but I think it's a contender, as are F1 and Wicked for Good. Best Production Design, I think that the five nominees are going to be Frankenstein, Hamnet, Marty Supreme, Sinners, and Wicked for Good. I think other contenders are One Battle After Another and The Secret Agent. Best Makeup and Hairstyling, Frankenstein, One Battle After Another, Sinners, The Smashing Machine, and Wicked for Good. If there's anything else making it in, I think it might be Marty Supreme. Best Film Editing. Now, I'm really, really hoping that F1 gets a nomination in here, as I am hoping that Marty Supreme gets a nomination in here. Oddly, I think those two, even though they have extremely great editing, are the least likely out of these five to make it into this category. I think that the other nominees are going to be One Battle After Another, Sentimental Value, and Sinners. And like I mentioned, I think F1 and Marty Supreme are the ones that might get swapped out for something else. If they do, it's going to be either Frankenstein, Hamnet, or No Other Choice. My predictions for Best Costume Design are that the nominees are going to be Hamnet, Frankenstein, Marty Supreme, Sinners, and Wicked for Good. Other contenders are The Testament of Anne Lee and Hedda. I think that the nominees for Best Cinematography, and this is going to be an interesting category to see what happens, are going to be Frankenstein, I think is for sure getting in. Marty Supreme, that's one where I love the cinematography in that film, but it's iffy as to whether it's going to make it in. I'm hoping that it does, and I'm predicting that it's going to. One Battle After Another, I think, has a really good chance, as do I think Sinners. Sinners is definitely getting in there. Train Dreams is one where I'm kind of iffy on if it's going to get in. We'll see what happens there. Other contenders are F1, Hamnet, and Begonia. One that I think should have been eligible but wasn't for whatever reason is Weapons. Weapons had great cinematography, and I think it should have been eligible for this category, but it's not. Best Casting. Now, this is the first time ever that we're having this category in the Academy Awards, and we still don't know exactly what they're going to kind of look at for the criteria of best casting. Are they going to be looking mostly at the main cast? Are they going to be looking at how will they cast extras? I'm thinking it's going to be something more like the former. I'm going to kind of err on that side of caution there, and I'm going to say that the predictions that I have are going to be Hamnet, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, Sinners, and Sentimental Value. Other very strong contenders I think are Frankenstein, The Secret Agent, and Wicked for Good. And for whatever reason, these films are not eligible for the category, but I think they should have been. F1 and The Long Walk. They both had extremely good casting. Best Original Screenplay. This one is a little hard to call because I think there are some that are definitely going to get a nomination, but other ones might slip in or out based on other contenders. I'm going to go ahead and say that my predictions are going to be It Was Just an Accident, Marty Supreme, Sentimental Value, Sinners, and The Secret Agent. Other contenders I think could get in here are If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You, Jay Kelly, Sorry Baby. You're going to see this later on. I have another little section here that I'm calling Won't Happen, but would be awesome if it did. I'm not putting Weapons in there because I think it actually does have a little bit of a snowball's chance of getting a nomination here, but realistically speaking, it's the least likely out of any of these. But I still consider it a contender. Weapons. Best Adapted Screenplay. I think that the nominees in this category are going to be Frankenstein, Hamnet, No Other Choice, One Battle After Another, and Wake Up Dead Man. Wake Up Dead Man is the one that I think is the least likely to get a nomination out of these five, maybe tying it with No Other Choice. However, because the other Knives Out films have each gotten nominations in a screenplay category, I think there's a pretty decent chance that Wake Up Dead Man is going to get one as well. I think that other contenders that could take that fourth and fifth spot are Begonia, Train Dreams, and Wicked for Good. Now, Best Supporting Actor. This is where it gets interesting, because I think that pretty much anything could happen in this category. I'm going to say that my predictions are Benicio del Toro for One Battle After Another, Jacob Elordi for Frankenstein, Paul Mescal for Hamnet, Sean Penn for One Battle After Another, and Stellan Skarsgård for Sentimental Value. The only ones that I think are locks in this category and would be shocked if they didn't get nominated are those last three, Mescal, Penn, and Skarsgård. Other contenders that I think might have a chance of taking that spot are Delroy Lindo in Sinners, which I would love to see. He was fantastic in that movie. And Adam Sandler and Jay Kelly. However, I have a feeling that the Academy still doesn't really like Adam Sandler that much for whatever reason. I mean, he didn't get nominated for Uncut Gems, even though he really deserved to be. I have a feeling that he's probably not getting it, but I think he's still stronger chance holding than the people in the Won't Happen But Would Be Awesome category, which are Miles Caton in Sinners, Aidan Delbus in Begonia, David Johnson in The Long Walk, and William H. Macy for Train Dreams. Best Supporting Actress. I think is a little easier to call than Best Supporting Actor, but not by much. Odessa Azayan, thinking is going to get in for Marty Supreme. Inga, its daughter, Lilius, is getting in for Sentimental Value. I really hope I pronounced that correctly. Amy Madigan for Weapons, I think, is getting in. Wunmi Masaki for Sinners, I think, is getting in. Again, I hope I pronounced that correctly. And Tiana Taylor for One Battle After Another. I think the most likely to get in out of anybody here are Amy Madigan and Tiana Taylor, and I do think Tiana Taylor's winning this. Now, I think that other strong contenders are Elle Fanning for Sentimental Value and Ariana Grande for Wicked for Good. Now, Ariana Grande, I was initially thinking I would think myself as crazy if I didn't predict she was going to get a nomination, but Wicked for Good has really been falling off. And while it's not unheard of, it is pretty rare for somebody to get a nomination twice for playing the exact same role, which is also why I am going with something you'll see in the Best Actress category. Kind of a spoiler there. But anyway, won't happen but would be awesome. Naomi Ackie for Sorry Baby and Mia Goth for Frankenstein. Best Actor. I'm thinking that it's going to be Timothée Chalamet for Marty Supreme. He better get in there. Leonardo DiCaprio for One Battle After Another, also better get in there. Ethan Hawke for Blue Moon, also better get in there. Michael B. Jordan for Sinners. I'm really hoping he makes it in this time. And this is the spot where it gets kind of iffy. I really want it to be Wagner Moura for The Secret Agent. However, I think that a choice that I would also be equally happy with, because I think he did a fantastic job in Begonia, would be Jesse Plemons. But I think that Wagner Moura has a little bit more of an edge. Other contenders in this category, I think, are Dwayne Johnson for The Smashing Machine and Joel Edgerton for Train Dreams. And this will not happen, I don't think, but it would be awesome if it did, because I think he deserves a nomination in here. I just don't think he has enough momentum, nor does the film itself have enough momentum. Lee Byung-hun for No Other Choice. Best Actress, I'm thinking that it's going to be Jessie Buckley for Hamnet, Rose Byrne for If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You, Chase Infinity for One Battle After Another, Renata Reinsve, which I'm hoping I pronounced that correctly, for Sentimental Value, and Emma Stone for Begonia. Other contenders, this is the one I was talking about before, where I think she's kind of fallen off, unfortunately. Cynthia Erivo for Wicked for Good, and Amanda Seyfried for The Testament of Anne Lee. And Won't Happen But Would Be Awesome, Eva Victor for Sorry Baby, and Julia Garner for Weapons. So Best Director, this is where it gets interesting. I think the only ones that are really locks are Paul Thomas Anderson for One Battle After Another and Ryan Coogler for Sinners. Jafar Panahi, It Was Just an Accident. I just watched that film. It is fantastic and it has fantastic direction. The main reason why I'm thinking he's going to get in here is mainly because of his history. If you look into it, you will understand why. It would just be really cool for him to get some recognition from the Academy, and I think he actually has a pretty good chance, so I'm putting him in here. But I think he's probably the fifth most likely. I don't think he's winning. I think he's the fifth most likely out of these five to get in. Outside of that, I think it's going to be Josh Safdie for Marty Supreme and Chloe Zhao for Hamnet. Now, other very strong contenders that I think could swap out with any one of these guys, Joaquin Trier for Sentimental Value and Guillermo del Toro for Frankenstein. And this will not happen, but would be awesome to see if it did. Park Chan-wook for No Other Choice and Zach Kreger for Weapons. Best Picture, really hard to call. I'm going to say that my predictions are Avatar, Fire and Ash, Begonia, Frankenstein, Hamnet, It Was Just an Accident, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, The Secret Agent, Sentimental Value, and Sinners. Now, I think that the least likely out of those 10 is Avatar, Fire and Ash, and Begonia. Begonia, I think, has a stronger chance than Avatar, Fire and Ash. And I think that Avatar, Fire and Ash, just because the other Avatar films have both made it into the Best Picture nominations category before, I have a feeling it would be seen as kind of weird for it to not make it in here. Not saying it definitely will happen that it makes it in here, but I'm going to go with that precedent that we've set so far. Other contenders that could easily swap out for Avatar, Fire and Ash, or Begonia, I think, are Train Dreams and Wicked for Good. The most likely being Train Dreams. And this will not happen, but it would be awesome. F1, No Other Choice, and Weapons. And those are my predictions. Let's just see how wrong I am.
Thank you for joining us as we announce our nominees for the 98th Oscars. It is very early in the morning here in Los Angeles, but we know that there are people watching this in every time zone all over the world.
Central.
This year, the Oscars celebrates our humanity, our connection with each other, and reminds us once again that the world is made up of individual stories that have the power to unite us through narratives that speak to the emotions we all share. We live in a time of limitless technology that enables us to push the boundaries of our cinematic experience. And our profound belief is that the heartbeat of film is and will always remain unmistakably human.
Pretty good speech.
As only the Academy can do, we are recognizing the best films of 2025 across genres, disciplines, and regions around the globe. And this includes, for the first time, an award for achievement in casting.
I'm excited to see what they do with that one.
Our nominees are voted on by the esteemed members of the Academy. And not only are we looking forward to honoring them at the Oscars on Sunday, March 15th, we are thrilled that Conan O'Brien is returning as our Oscars host. I would like to thank our ASL interpreters
I forgot about that, actually.
Announcement accessible. And now, to announce the 98th Academy Award nominees, please welcome Oscar-nominated actress Danielle Brooks and actor Lewis Pullman.
Thank you, Lynette.
Hopefully the sound of the mug hitting the desk isn't too loud.
Thank you to the Academy for inviting us to announce the nominees this morning.
Danielle, you were nominated for an Oscar for The Color Purple, in case you forgot. What was that like when you heard them call your name that morning?
A day I could never forget, honey. Oh my God, it was a dream come true. And how about we make some other people's dreams come true?
That sounds great to
All
me.
right, here we go.
Let's do it.
Danielle, as a former nominee in this next category, why don't you just kick it off, take the first
All
one.
right,
Okay.
let's see what happens here. Best supporting
For
actress.
performance by an actress in a supporting role. Elle Fanning in Sentimental Value.
Well, I'm already wrong, but that's cool to see.
Inga Eve's daughter Lilos in Sentimental Value. Amy Madigan in Weapons.
There we go.
Wunmi Masaku in Cinema.
Yes. By the way, sorry I pronounced your name wrong yesterday.
Anna Taylor in One Battle.
Yes. That's good.
The nominees for achievement in makeup and hairstyling are Frankenstein,
Knew it.
Kokuo,
Ah, interesting.
Sinners, The Smashing Machine, and The Ugly Stepsister.
I should have picked The Ugly Stepsister. I had no idea that
Right
Kakuo
now,
would get in though.
Nominees for achievement in music original score. Begonia.
Begonia got in. Wow.
Frankenstein,
Not disappointed, but I wasn't expecting it.
Hamlet. One Battle After Another.
They snubbed Marty Supreme.
And
Dang it.
Sinners.
But Begonia's a good
And
one.
now, here are the nominees for Best Live Action Short Film.
I did not predict any of these.
Butcher's Stain, A Friend of Dorothy, Jane Austen's period drama, The Singers, and Two People Exchanging Saliva.
Interesting title, as the shorts
For
often
Best
have.
Animated short film, the nominees are Butterfly,
I'm gonna have to see if I can watch all of these.
The Girl Who Cried Pearls, Retirement Plan, and The Three Sisters.
There are two award categories honoring writing. The first for adapted
All right,
screenplay.
here we go.
The nominees are Begonia, screenplay by Will Tracy.
Begonia got in. Nice.
Frankenstein, written for the screen by Guillermo del Toro. Hamnet, screenplay by Chloe Zhao and Maggie O'Farrell.
So I think that Wake Up Dead Man isn't getting in
One
now.
Battle After Another, written by Paul
Wait,
Thomas
maybe it
Anderson.
is, because No Other Choice didn't get in.
And Train Dreams, screenplay by Clint Bentley and Greg Cuidar.
I was way off on this one, but I'm happy to see what I'm seeing.
And for original screenplay, the nominees are Blue Moon, written by Robert Kaplow.
Did not predict it, but very cool.
Just an Accident, written by
Good.
Jafar Panahi. Script collaborators Nader Saivar, Shad Meher Rothstein, Mehdi Mahmoudian.
Marty Supreme, written
Good.
by Ronald Bronstein and Josh Safdie.
So are they going to snub Sinners?
Sentimental Value, written by Eskil Foot.
It's going to be Sinners or
Joachim
The Secret
Trier.
Agent. Actually, no, it's going to be Sinners.
And Sinners, written by Ryan Coogler.
I forgot that SEN comes after SEC.
So, since I did the first acting award, you take this one.
Thank you, Danielle. Here are the nominees for performance by an actor in a supporting role.
Let's see what happens here.
Benicio del Toro in One Battle After Another.
Okay, so is it going to be Jacob Elordi?
Jacob Elordi in Frankenstein.
Mhm.
Delroy Lindo in Sinners.
Nice. So who's getting
Sean
snubbed?
Penn, One Battle After Another.
Paul Mescal didn't get in.
And Stellan Skarsgård in Sentimental Value.
Whoa. So I'm very happy to see Delroy
Oh my God,
Lindo,
that was so
but no
exciting.
Paul Mescal. That's surprising.
It's time for our halftime break. Congratulations to the first round of Oscar nominees.
We'll be back with more nominations.
Wow. So, wow. Whew. That is interesting. So, the most interesting things that I saw there. Begonia is getting a lot more nominations than I thought it would, which is making me think that it's going to make it into Best Picture. I was also really surprised to see that I'm very happy for Delroy Lindo because I've been wanting him to get an Oscar nomination for a long time, but no Paul Mescal in supporting actor. So either he's not getting a nomination at all, which would kind of stink, but I'm wondering, I don't think this will happen, but I'm wondering if out of nowhere that means he's going to get a Best Actor nomination. We'll see what happens. You know, I'm also really glad that this time I didn't get randomly interrupted by an ad break, although I probably should not say that out loud because I have a feeling if I say that out loud, I'm going to get an ad break now.
And we're back.
And now here are the nominees for the first new Oscar category
Best casting.
in 25 years. Achievement in casting. Hamnet. Marty
Nice.
Supreme. One Battle After Another.
Sinners,
The Secret Agent.
Secret Agent.
And Sinners.
All right, so no Sentimental Value got swapped out for the Secret Agent, but that's cool to
Nominees
see.
for achievement in costume design.
I like those nominees.
Avatar, Fire and Ash.
I was not expecting that. Holy cow.
Frankenstein. Hamnet. Marty Supreme. And Sinners.
All right. They didn't do Wicked for good,
Here are
but
the nominees
I'm glad
for
with those
achievement in
nominees.
Music, original song.
Best Original Song.
Dear Me from Diane Warren Relentless.
All right.
Golden from K-pop Demon Hunter.
I was going to say that needs to make it in there. People are going to be mad if
To
it
You
doesn't.
From Sinners. Sweet Dreams of Joy from Viva Verdi.
Nice. I didn't
Train
expect that.
Dreams from Train Dreams.
Train Dreams got in. Good.
And now the nominees for Best Documentary Feature Film. The Alabama Solution.
All right.
Come See Me in the Good Light.
Okay, that one got in.
Cutting Through Rocks. Mr. Nobody Against Putin. And The Perfect Neighbor.
Yeah, I was way off on what I thought was going to get in here.
Coming up right now, the nominees for Best Documentary Short Film. They
I didn't
are
predict this.
All the Empty Rooms. Armed only with a camera, the life and death of Brent Renault.
I've heard about that one.
Children no more were and are gone. The Devil is Busy. And Perfectly a Strangeness.
I've heard of Armed with Only a Camera.
For Best International Feature Film, the nominees are
Okay.
The Secret Agent, Brazil.
Okay, they're going by country.
It Was Just an Accident, France.
Well, what I mean is alphabetical order by country.
Sentimental Value, Norway. Sirat, Spain.
And then no other choice?
And The Voice of Hind
Holy.
Rajah.
Whoa. Okay, I'm actually really surprised by
For
that.
Best Animated Feature Film.
Not that I'm mad at that
here are
last
the
one, but
nominees.
no other choice. That's crazy.
Arco.
Of course, they did it to Park Chan-wook before.
K-pop Demon Hunters. Little Amelie or the Character of Rain.
And then is it going to be Scarlet?
And Zootopia 2.
Nope.
Here are the nominees for Achievement in Production Design. Frankenstein,
Good.
Hamnet, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, and Sinners.
Nothing for Wicked so
Next,
far in the big
nominees
ones.
for Achievement in Film Editing. F1,
Good.
Marty Supreme.
Good.
One Battle After Another. Sentimental Value.
And Sinners?
And Sinners.
Nice. Good
And
nominees.
for Achievement in
5 for 5.
Sound, here are the nominees. F1, Frankenstein, One Battle After Another, Sinners, and Sirat.
Sirat. Nice. I was way off,
Achievement
but
in
that's a good
visual
one.
Effects, the nominees are Avatar, Fire and Ash.
That's a given.
F1,
Good.
Jurassic World, Rebirth.
They made it in.
The Lost Bus.
Oh,
And
nice.
Sinners.
So, no Frankenstein, no Superman. That's kind of
Here are
surprising.
the nominees for Achievement in Cinematography. Frankenstein, Marty Supreme,
Okay. One battle after
One
another.
Battle After Another,
Sinners.
Sinners,
And is it going to be Train Dreams?
and Train Dreams.
There we go.
For performance by an actor in a leading role.
Okay. Here
the
we go.
nominees are
Timothy Chalamet.
Timothy Chalamet and Marty Supreme.
Good.
Leonardo DiCaprio in One Battle After Another.
Good.
Ethan Hawke in Blue Moon.
Good.
Michael B. Jordan.
Yes. Good. Finally.
And Wagner Moura in The Secret Agent.
All right. I'm happy.
For performance by an actress in a leading role, the nominees are Jessie Buckley in Hamnet,
Good.
Rose Byrne in If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You,
Good.
Kate Hudson in Song Sung Blue,
Oh, she made it in. Who's getting knocked out?
Renata Reinsve in
Okay,
Sentimental
so
Value,
it's not going to be Chase Infinity.
and Emma Stone in Begonia.
All right. So they swapped out Kate Hudson for Chase Infinity.
For
Or
achievement
other
in
way around, but
directing, the nominees are Chloe Zhao, Hamnet.
good.
Josh Safdie, Marty Supreme.
Good. They're going by title,
Paul
alphabetical.
Thomas Anderson, One Battle After Another.
Good.
Joachim Trier, Sentimental
All right.
Value.
So no Jafar Panahi.
And Ryan Coogler.
Good.
And for our final category, let's read them together.
The good was for Ryan Coogler, not Jafar Panahi not getting in.
Please.
The 10 films nominated for Best Picture are
So,
Begonia,
all right.
Ed Guiney and Andrew Lowe,
Good.
Yorgos Lanthimos, Emma Stone, and Lars Knudsen, producers.
So Train Dreams is getting in now.
F1, Chad Omen,
Whoa.
Didi Gardner, Jeremy Kiner, Joseph Kaczynski, and Jerry Bruckheimer.
Maybe not. Let's see what happens here.
Frankenstein, Guillermo del Toro, J. Miles.
I'm not
Kyle,
disappointed
and
by
Scott
F1
Stuber,
getting in there. I
producers.
think it deserves it. I just didn't think it happened.
Hamnet, Liza Marshall, Pippa Harris, Nicholas Gonda, Steven Spielberg, and Sam Mendes, producers.
Marty Supreme, Eli Bush, Ronald Braunstein,
Okay.
Josh Safdie, Anthony Tutagis.
I'm happy
and
about that.
Timothy
I just
Chalamet,
realized it
producers.
was just an accident, isn't getting in
One
now.
battle after another. Adam
Good.
Somner, Sarah Murphy, and Paul Thomas Anderson, producers.
The Secret Agent,
Good.
Emily Leclos, producer.
So Train Dreams is getting in now.
Sentimental Value.
I'm happy about
Maria
that.
Eckerhoft and Andrea Bertinson Otmar, producers.
Please don't snub Sinners.
Sinners,
Good.
Zinzi Kugler, Sev Ohanian, and Ryan Kugler, producers.
And Train Dreams. Marissa
There we go.
McMahon, Teddy Schwarzman, Janowitz, Ashley Schlafer, and Michael Heimler, producers.
Congratulations to all of this year's nominees.
So I'm not saying this in a bad way. It's a pleasant surprise. I'm really surprised that F1 made it into Best Picture.
Make sure to watch the Oscars live from the Dolby Theater at Ovation Hollywood, hosted by Conan O'Brien on Sunday, March 15th, 7 p.m. Eastern and 4 p.m. Pacific, live on ABC and Hulu. Have a wonderful morning.
Alrighty. Well, there we go. Those are the nominations. Some surprises. Really surprised by F1 making it in there. That's actually really nice. That and Kate Hudson making it in over Chase Infinity, also surprising. Not a bad thing. I gotta say, I'm pleasantly surprised. All right, guys. Well, let's see what ends up happening on the actual Oscars ceremony. Let's see who gets the awards.